The creation story, Genesis chapter 1 through 2. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and the darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. And evening passed and the morning came, marking the first day. Then God said, "Let there be space between the waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." And that is what happened. God made this space between the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky. And evening passed and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land, and the waters sea. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant, and the trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will be produced the kinds of plants and the trees from which they came." And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants, and the trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and the trees of the same kind, and God saw that it was good. And evening passed and morning came, marking the third day. Then God said, "Let the light appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made two great lights. The larger one governed the day, and the smaller one governed the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good. And evening passed and morning came, marking the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And evening passed and morning came, marking the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offsprings of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals." That is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and the livestock, all wild animals on the earth, and small animals that scurry along the ground." So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground." Then God said, "Look, I have given every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth all the fruit trees to your food, and I have given every green plant as food for the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life, and that it what is what happened. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. Chapter 2. So the creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was completed. On the seventh day, God had finished all of his creations, so he rested from all of his work. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested for all of his work of creation. This is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, neither wild plants nor grains were growing on the earth, for the Lord God had not yet set rain to water the earth, and there were no people to cultivate the soil. Instead, springs came up the ground and watered all the land. And the Lord God formed the man from the dust on the ground. He breathed the breath of life into the man's nostrils, and the man became a living person. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. Lord God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful and produced delicious fruit in the middle. In the middle of the garden, he placed the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river flowed from the land of Eden, watering the ground and dividing into 4 branches. The first branch, called Fishon, flowed around the entire land of Havilah, where gold is found. The gold in the land is exceptionally pure. Aromatic resin and onyx stone are also found there. The second branch, called Gihon, flowed around the entire land of Cush. The third branch, called the Tigris, flowed east of the Asul. The fourth branch is called Euphrates. The Lord God placed the man in the garden of Eden to tend and watch over it all. But the Lord God warned him, "You may freely eat the fruit of every tree in the garden, except the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat this fruit, you are sure to die." Then the Lord God said, "Is it not good for the man to be alone? I will make a helper who is just right for him." So the Lord God formed the ground and all the wild animals and all that made the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And the man chose a name for each one. He gave names to all the livestock, all the birds of the sky, and all the wild animals, but still there was no helper just right for him. So the Lord God, because the man to fall into a deep sleep, while the man slept, the Lord God took one of the man's ribs and closed up the opening. And the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man. At last the man exclaimed, "This one is bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh. She will be called woman, because she is taken from man." This explains why man leaves his father and mother and joins his wife, and the two are united into one. Now the man and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame.